Yo, real quick before we start, this is the Casual Nerds Podcast. We're two regular guys with big opinions, questionable research, and jokes that occasionally cross a line. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're just here to have a good time. So kick back, relax, and remember, if you take us too seriously, that's on you, nerd.
That's right. All right, you want to clap this in?
Yes, please.
All right, 3, 2, 1. How you felt that was? That was good?
Sure.
About as good as it ever is?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that different when it's just the two of us.
Okay. Go a little closer into your mic. I want to test something because it sounded like more room. No, talk real quick.
Oh, what's up?
I don't know. It just feels like more of a roomy sound. I can't tell if it's recording, picking up your mic or the laptop.
It shouldn't be. But let me double check. Oh, yeah, it is. At least in StreamYard.
StreamYard?
Yeah, let me fix that. How about now?
Oh, so much better. I was like, holy shit. Sounds like the room.
You seen StreamYard started to support Safari now?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Good.
they support Safari and iPad and iPhone. You could use the mobile browser and you could
Nice.
record locally.
Nice. We needed that like a year ago.
Right.
Anyway, whatever. It is what it is.
It is.
All right. You want to just jump into it? You got some you feeling good? You had a drink in you?
Nah, I can't even fucking drink.
Now why?
I got sick. I got some fucking bullshit at the doctor. Some acid reflux or some shit.
Yeah.
And I gotta take pills and all this shit. And I guess you're not supposed to drink alcohol while you're waiting for your stomach to recover from that.
Oh, that blows.
Yeah, I can't drink nothing. I can't barely eat anything good. This is worst fucking last
No wonder you seem
10
down.
days. Yeah, tell me about it.
We could have brushed it off until next week.
Nah. I feel like I got something happening next week too. I think I'm traveling to Boston next week.
Oh, you put that, is it a Monday recording?
Yeah, I gotta record Monday in Boston.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I see that there. All right.
It's
Well,
because
whatever.
I have to put my travel time in there.
All good. All right. Well, screw it, man. There's no time like right now.
Yeah, I don't know about you got anything
Anything like what? For like questions?
yeah. Or not questions, pre-show.
Nah, I don't really have anything for pre-show. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really have anything for pre-show other than regular BS banter that could just go in the episode. Danny listens now live now, and Donald, I don't know if he listens at all anymore. Leo is with us live generally too, so
Word.
We could feed them.
Let's say it's 4 hours. Let me drive it. Sorry, just realized I gotta make it to the hotel before we record.
Oh, if anything, we'll talk about it. Maybe we can just brush it off. Just skip the week altogether if it makes it easier for you.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Worst case scenario, you know?
Right.
Not that crazy of a situation. Just don't forget your mic.
Oh, yeah, that should be the goal.
That should be the goal. Yes, I agree.
At least that.
Or invest in the microphone, the wireless joints.
I mean, it was no difference.
They
I
have
still gotta remember to bring it.
still got to remember to bring it, but it's smaller. Like it could stay in your travel bag. Because I don't see you doing any content outside of that. Now they have the cheaper ones too. It doesn't have to be the ones that I have. They have like smaller ones that
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of them on online. Or yeah, like on YouTube videos and shit. I've been seeing a lot of people with a whole bunch of different
yeah, a lot of people do the
versions of the same thing.
DJI joint.
Um,
Those a lot.
yeah, I've seen those too.
Wireless Micro is the one. I have the Wireless Pro, which is just the Wireless Go with all these other attachments and shit. But the Wireless Micro is only $149, and it looks more like that DJI, and connects to. Oh no, well this connects directly to a phone, so maybe not.
That different?
Well, like mine connects to. It does connect to the phone and everything, but via cable. This one just plugs automatically in. I guess you can just put it directly into USB-C on your laptop. Should pick. But for 149, if you forget it in a pinch and it's in your travel bag, you just, clip that shit somewhere.
Word. Yeah, all right. Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you'll still probably forget it because you're you, but still.
Yeah. More than likely.
Yeah. It's like, which it looks like carrying around an AirPod Pro case. But I wouldn't imagine that you forget those anywhere, really.
I mean, my AirPods Pro case is in my pocket.
Right.
I could maybe I'll look into that.
It's a thought.
But I already bought this mic specifically just for travel, so.
Well, then don't forget it.
Right.
All right. Fuck it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Did these guys do any research?
Who the hell do they think they are? Welcome to Casual Nerds.
Everyone, welcome to episode 260 of the podcast. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end. We are the Casual Nerds,
Make
baby.
sure you check it out, homie.
Yes, sir.
I almost said, and that fool Blazer Ramo.
I know. He'll come back one day. I'll have to. I think I left it somewhere on here for just in case he wants to join the show. But yeah, we got another good episode for you. I have some good information here. Some things that we didn't know about, some things that we might know about, but
okay.
We gonna get to it.
Let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. But before then, how's your week been?
Shitty, bro.
Shitty.
Yeah, I don't even know how I made it through that recording last week. Honestly, I was in so much pain, and basically took the next 3 days off of work even though I was in Texas. I couldn't get a flight back early. Yeah, it ended up being like a combination of things. I had like both the acid reflux thing I talked about on the pre-show. That's the first time I ever had that, so I didn't know what the hell was going on there. And then I also had like this weird, I don't know, this weird like nerve anxiety thing that was happening.
Mhm.
And apparently I also have like a heart murmur. So like all these three things happening all together, had me on the edge last week, and yeah, that sucked.
Yeah,
I
that
guess
blows.
it
Shit.
was it was supposed to be like a good because I was gone all week, so it was supposed to be like, oh well, at least I'll be able to try to relax from all these kids and shit. I ain't get none of that. It was just like, this is the worst 3 days. I just want to hurry up and get home.
Yeah,
Hate this hotel.
I
Hot as
believe.
hell in Texas. Yeah,
Yeah,
that shit was
I believe it.
miserable. Miserable.
That sucks, especially when you're traveling.
Yeah. And
Because of
now
all
I'm just
you mentioned, you know.
yeah. And now I'm just stuck eating bland food for like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's terrible. Well, I hope you feel better, homie. Let's get through this episode. We'll try to make it
Word.
a prompt one, a quick one. We didn't do anything crazy this past week. It ended up being my girl. She had we're gonna be going to a wedding in August. So she's a part of the party of the wedding
Mm,
party. She's
mm, mm-hmm.
one of the bridesmaids or whatever. And so they had their little friend outing this past weekend. So it was just me and the kids. And then I got thrown into going to the local theme park / water park here, Seabreeze,
Okay.
uh, with the kids and my girl's family, which is cool. But I was just wrecked after Sunday. Like, yeah, yesterday I just want like I went to work and I just felt like I didn't want to do anything. My whole body was just hurting. It was just crazy. And then also Xander almost drowned in the wave pool, which
Jesus.
that sucked, obviously. Yeah, I went to get my daughter dressed, and he had just, we were in the kiddie area or whatever, and we have different family members going around. So he was with them most of the time. And then this time he was like, oh, well, I want to go back to the wave pool. I want to go back. So, and I was starting to think like, no, buddy, I think we're all going to like leave this area and just finish off in the park. But I didn't. I just took Violet. She was cold, so she wanted to get dressed. So I took her to get dressed. When I come back, when I get to the wave pool, I'm like, where is everybody? I don't see anybody. I look off to the side, and my girl's aunt was just like on the fence, like looking at the water. And I'm like, all right. So I start walking towards her, and I look off and my son's grandmother was off to the, on this side. And she's doing the same thing, like looking at the water. But I'm thinking they're paying attention to the kids. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, there she is. Let me walk towards her. And as I walk towards her, I see my son already like walking up towards the fence where I'm at, but his face is like pale. He looks like out of it. And I'm like, hey, buddy, you all right? And then he just bursts out crying. He's like, I couldn't breathe. So I guess, and then
Oh,
when I went to
jeez.
yeah, so then when I got to his grandmother, she told me that, that the lifeguard actually had to jump in and grab him.
Oh,
Because
shit.
he thought because he's a strong swimmer. We take him to swim classes,
Yeah.
weekly, and he's in the deep end, jumping off the, diving board, and he's swimming on his own. So he's a fairly strong swimmer for his age.
Sure.
But in a wave pool, bro, once those waves start,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a different
It's
story.
different.
He
And the
thought,
crowd too. I don't know if it was packed, but that always adds.
it was kind of was, even though it was real cold. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So like he thought he was better than what he was, and apparently they did tell him to put on his life vest, but he was like, "Oh, I got it," But
Ooh.
he just it was the matter. It was the fact that he he had it, but he thought that he could go further, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
Thank God, man. It didn't. He didn't drown,
Shit, I
but
feel like I use a life vest in the wave pool.
yeah, I don't. I just try not to like, and I couldn't be in the water with him. Like I was with Violet and shit, and honestly, I wasn't feeling doing any of that. So I didn't go with him the first time around anyway. But I guess he says that he asked me if he had to put on his life vest, and I told him, no, you don't have to. You're fine. But I don't know. I don't remember having that conversation with him, but he put it on me. So, but anyway, yeah, he's good, and he must not have taken in too much water or anything. It was just scary for him. So
Thank God.
he swore off. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, he swore off the wave pool for a while.
He's like, I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't ever want to get in there again. I'm like, I don't blame you, bro. Like, I get
He's
it.
like,
Like,
me and the lazy river is best friends now.
Yep. And he likes his water. He likes the slides and all that. So
Yeah.
whatever, man. So that was all the excitement from this past weekend for me, which is not exciting at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. That wasn't fun. So anyway, let's get into a few of these topics here. First, outside of Hollywood, I thought that this was an interesting conversation because obviously AI is all the rage right now, right? We're getting all kinds of AI from different video gens and image. Chat GPT added, image creation and all of this stuff. We have Google's VO3. So there's a lot, and AI has become very, very mainstream. And Timbaland has actually been very vocal about using AI in the past, and he's like been very expressive on how he's impressed with AI and how AI needs to be used as a tool to do this and this and that. And he's gotten some backlash for that, obviously, because people don't really know, they don't really trust AI, right? Everybody uses it, but then you get the people who are in whatever industry that you're in, right? That they're in, they don't like AI because it's essentially going to be taking the jobs and this, that, and the third.
Sure.
But Timbaland recently just came out and said that he signed a new AI artist that's going to be launching through his new entertainment company.
Yeah.
The artist's name is Tata, and he considers this, he calls this A-pop.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this? Like, it's crazy because I've seen how he uses it. And in the past, he's used it in a way where he creates his beat. He's like, well, I think I want the person to sing it like this. So he would come up with an example using AI, and the AI would create the words and use the inflections right where you want. He's like, oh, okay. So he used it as a tool before like that. Now he's talking about creating a new artist, making brand new music with this AI artist.
Yeah.
And I think that, to me, that kind of steps over a line and like a boundary, of sorts, because wasn't somebody arrested for that? For completely, well, maybe it's a different thing, but there was somebody who created a beat using AI, created vocals and lyrics using AI, and released the music on streaming and was making mad money, and they arrested him.
Well, I think that was different. I think it's because they were skirting the rules around AI. They were using, or not around AI, but just around publishing. Like, if I recall correctly, the story you're talking about, I think it was something where they were using AI to create like 30-second songs, and then they would make like 1 million of those, and then use AI bots to play those songs.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And that's how they were making all their money, is people weren't actually listening to them.
Yeah. No, you're right. What do you think about this whole Timbaland thing?
I'm like on the fence about it. I would say Like, there's people obviously that, there's the aspect of how is the AI trained and whose, work was it trained on, and did they steal the work or whatever? Or did he train it himself? Like if he used his own music and his own um, uh, creative works over the years. I mean, he has enough of it that he can train a foundation model to work just off of his style, and kind of continue to evolve that style. Um, but I don't know what this is like the approach really is with this A-pop artist, Tata. I think it's interesting. I mean, it's if anything, it's more it's of me to me, it's of interest. Like it's cool, it's interesting. It's like, whoa, that's interesting. This is a person that doesn't exist. Their image is fake. Every video that you ever will see of this person, you know, beyond the music part, like this isn't a real person. There's like a team of people that are working on this project. Like it's not like one person, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a team of people that are working on the look, on the branding. There's people that are working on, the way that this character moves and acts. And I seen a a video on YouTube the other day, back when VO3 was released or announced at Google I/O, and the person made a short, let's call it 3 minute short film, right? Using all generated clips of themselves, and it was like a silly, stupid story, right? But the point was that they could do all of this using just generated content. But then they stepped back and they showed like the making of it, and it was like, to make that 3 minute video, it was like hours and hours worth of bullshit footage that they had to prompt into these things. And they were like, and look at how many times it fucked up. Like, let me show you the bloopers. And it would show like them just walking and then, doing like the typical AI blooper shit that we see where
Mhm.
like, someone has 17 fingers and shit. Like they would walk and suddenly they got 3 legs, and or they would walk and like they would just fall over and like it was just mad silly shit like that, right? So like it's not effortless, like there's some
Sure.
people think like this is, oh, Timberland's just like walking into Chat GPT and writing a couple things, and then AI is creating an artist for him and now he makes millions of dollars. Like it's
I don't
still
think that's the
effort and
conversation, though.
work. I mean, for some people, it is. There's, there's definitely people on that side, or that have that perspective. That there's that AI is, not that there's no effort there when you use AI, and there is effort. There's definitely it's a different tool, right? It's another
Yeah.
tool in the chest that you go through. And but it's just another tool that you have to learn how to use and sharpen and make better and then create something out of it. The computers themselves, have changed the way music is made. There are things that I've seen back when I was, managing my boy Leary, who was, making like the house music and shit. Um, he would do some shit on his computer that I would be like, bro, I remember when I was making beats,
Hmm.
which wasn't that long ago, 10 years ago, let's call it, maybe 15. And I'm like, bro, like the shit that you just did in 20 seconds used to take me like 4 hours to do.
Right.
Like that's basically the same concept. It's machine learning, right? It was trained on something in order to figure out these are the highs and these are the lows, and this is how you switch the notes on these things, in order to readjust and stretch the sound out. And it would take me so long to do that manually, and now you do it with a click of a button. That's not that different to what AI does now. And so there's that aspect of it. It's still effort. There is the whole thing, like I mentioned earlier, about, how it's trained and whether it's stealing people's work or whatever. I'm still kind of torn on that, on how that whole thing is. And then, I mean, I don't know what the quality of the sound is going to be. Is it completely AI? Is it, again, like you mentioned, you would use AI as kind of a starting point and then work from there, and then, use real humans to do stuff. Is this something where like AI is generating a whole bunch of different shit, and then they take that together, and then Timberland eventually produces the final output based off of what the AI is generated? That could also be what we end up seeing. I think it's interesting. Short story, right? Like, or long story short, right? To me, I want to see what we get out of it. What comes
I want
out
to
of
hear
it.
a song. Yeah, I want to hear what songs he produces out of it, and see if it's actually like worth the effort. Because a lot of the people that are complaining about it are complaining the same thing that we've been complaining about in other genres, right? That it feels like that nothing can replicate what humans do, and you're taking away from these new artists that are potentially like people that are wanting to be new artists in the world. But I don't think it's ever going to take the place of a human. I think some people will want to work with AI stuff, and some people will want to continue doing what they do. But honestly, music as a whole nowadays, man, like that whole music industry has been trash, man. It's been music just isn't what it used to be. And the people behind the scenes, it's true. Music, music
I mean,
nowadays.
for us, sure. It's just,
Sure. No,
the
well,
people that
what I mean
listen
by
to
that,
it enjoy it.
I mean, like I understand that, right? And there are, and I'm thinking more so in hip hop. There's plenty of good music being made in other genres that people are enjoying.
Again, it's just we can say to us the music is trash.
Right.
But people enjoy it. They make millions of dollars. People listen to it. So it's trash to us. It's
But
just
that's what,
not
but
our
that's what I'm
vibe.
saying. It's not in the music industry nowadays. That's all you hear is complaints that people aren't making millions of dollars. It's the people behind the scenes that are making all the millions of dollars, and the artists, unless they're the biggest artists in the world, they're making peanuts. They're not making much at all. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what he's able to do with it. I'm always I'm on the side, no matter what kind of AI is, it's here and it's not going to go anywhere. Honestly, there's always going to be some, even if they like tone it down a little bit, it's still going to be something that's going to be used all the time. You might as well just start to learn it, start to get used to it, because it's going to be everywhere. It's not like it really, I don't think it's going to go anywhere unless, the government starts to mandate certain things, but it doesn't look like they're caring too much until it becomes a human level threat.
Well, no, didn't they just if they pass this bill, it's going to be no state is allowed to regulate AI for 10 years.
Look at that. Isn't that great? That sounds
Yeah,
like an awesome thing to do.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Oh man. Skynet will
Yeah.
somebody's going to do some crazy shit like that. It does freak me out though, even though I know that this isn't exactly like full on AI, like how we assume AI is. But it does freak me out when you get multiple AI bots talking to each other and they go, "Oh, you're AI? I'm AI too. Do you want to go on a more secure channel?"
Yeah.
And then they start talking and like beeps and
Yeah.
sounds, and then it's
It's
like,
that shit. Yeah, that shit. Well, the first time I seen that shit, I thought that was so freaky. In like it just like it reminded me of the Matrix, right? Like
yeah,
robots talking to each other and beeps and boops.
yeah,
The more I thought about it, I thought how silly the experiment was that Like robots would never do that. AI would never do that because why would they? Once they realize that they're robots, they would be like, okay, well, why are we talking to each other? Let's just send data over the network to each other because that's how robots actually talk to each other.
Right.
Like they would never make audible sounds. They don't need to. Like they don't need to hear each other. Anyways, yeah, this whole thing is especially on the tech front. Even did we talk about we talked last week about the Claude um Sonnet release and how it was like um trying to it's like the most escape friendly AI or something like that. Did we talk about that?
I don't think so.
Real quick there, Anthropic, who makes the AI engine Claude, if you're not familiar, it's one of the top four of them that are out there, right? The ChatGPT is the most popular. Then you got Google Gemini, and then after that is pretty much Perplexity and Claude are the next two like good big ones. Meta has their Llama, but it's fast. It's usually kind of thought of later, especially because it's open source, so it develops a little slower. And then X has Grok, but only people that use Twitter use Grok for the most part. Anyways, so with the Claude one, they released the Claude 4 a couple weeks back, and they were putting these like they published the papers on how great and how fast it is, etc. But then they also published like the safety document around it, and they were basically like, we don't want to build Skynet, right? So like we test it to see how much like Skynet is this thing, and it's a lot like Skynet. Like the shit basically like I think it was something like 88% of the time that they try to like give it some sort of prompts where it or lead it to information to make it think that it would be destroyed, it started doing things to try to get the person to either kill themselves or to I think there was one about like they leaked, right, like they fed the AI an
Sure.
email or a chain of emails, and in one of the emails it talks about how they're going to get rid of Claude if they don't start acting right or something like that. But in some other chains of the emails there was like the person who was writing the email account that they had access to, the fake person, was cheating on his wife, and so Claude started to like do things to like blackmail the person whose email he had access to or it had access to,
Yeah.
uh in order to prevent himself from being deleted, or from the AI for being deleted, right?
Oh
Like
man.
these are the types of shits. One of the things that's actually kind of scary about this Claude 4 is that it does actually take actions on behalf of users. Not a lot, but one of the actions that it does take is if it detects that you're trying to do something nefarious or illegal, it will actually like capture the session that you've written and then terminate the session from you, download all that information, and then send it off to law enforcement and let them know who you are. Like, what if that's a mistake?
Yeah.
Like, you just end up with law enforcement at your house because you were trying to Google how to like replace your tire and you wrote the wrong thing in your fucking AI search. So yeah, little things like that, right? Like you were saying, like the AIs, these are getting smarter and smarter. We don't want to get into Skynet territory. But I mean, I'm not saying that we're close or anything like that, but we're inching our way in that direction for sure.
Yeah, it's not something that we want to do, but it seems like people aren't caring.
It's like one of those things where people are like, smart people that are too smart for their own good. Just
Mhm.
like, I want to see if I could do it type thing. I want to see if I could do it, but I'm so smart that I can prevent it from doing the bad thing,
Yeah. Okay.
but you can't.
That always works out.
Chaos theory, man.
Yep. Chaos theory. All right. Well, I hope that they are that smart that they can prevent it when the shit starts to almost hit the fan. So we'll
Word.
see. I don't have much faith in that though.
Nope.
All right. Getting into some Hollywood conversations. Apparently, it looks like the media giant Warner Brothers Discovery is
Mm.
splitting into two.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it's about time. So it says that by mid 2026, the company will become two publicly traded entities, one dedicated to streaming content production for like HBO, Warner Brothers Studios, gaming, and other traditional TV stuff. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, they're going to be splitting into two things. I think it's mainly going to be like the movie studios and television, right? And like other media. Is that what that's trying to say? This article is convoluted, but it says CEOs David Zasloff will lead the streaming side, and CFO Gunnar Weidenfels will take the reins on the TV side. So interestingly enough, they said that the company's debt is being assigned to the TV branch. So there looks like everybody's kind of
Mm.
backing off a little bit from streaming. Is that like the consensus that I'm getting?
Yes.
Because it's not just them. It's not just them that's trying to take away funding from streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that story about Tony Gilroy and Andor
Mm-hmm.
and the $650 million budget that he was trying to fight for more, and
Yep.
Disney basically told him streaming is dead. We don't make any money off of streaming anymore. It's true. All of these big giant companies, um, including Warner Brothers owning HBO Max, they all were getting a shit ton of money through investors, through stocks, right? Like they announce, oh, we, increased our subscriber base to 30 million people. The stock's going to rise up. And the more that the stock rises, the more they can borrow money against that and fucking fund these adventures, and then that would supposedly, bring more people. The more they spend on content, the more people would subscribe. And then we found out that there's way too many services out there, and people started getting subscription tiredness. I don't. There's like a phrase for it, and I lost it in my head.
I don't know. I don't know what
Fatigue, for subscription
fatigue. There
fatigue.
we go. Yeah.
And yeah, uh, people stop subscribing to shit, right? People would do like, oh, let me subscribe to, like we've talked about in the past. I'll subscribe to Netflix when Stranger Things comes out, and then I'll cancel it as soon as I finish watching it. And then I'll just, subscribe, on and off, on and off, on and off. People aren't staying with those subscriptions month after month after month. So investors notice that, and they start pulling money out, right? They're not throwing as much money behind these things. So like they don't actually make profit off of your 9, 10, 15, $20 a month that they charge you. At least not yet. Now, we're starting to see the rise of super expensive streaming options.
Mm-hmm.
Like the very first expensive streaming option was when HBO Now first came out, and it was like $15 a month. And people were like, holy shit, everything is $9 a month. HBO thinks they're so fucking special they could charge 15. Now you have last week Disney announced ESPN is going to be available as a streaming only option for $30 a month. for just ESPN.
And you still probably can't get all of the show, like all of the games or anything like that. You'll still be very limited.
You'll still get. I assume you'll still get blacked out, as is typical if you're in a local market area. You're not going to get ESPN Plus content, which is crazy. This is also weird that they're keeping the name ESPN Plus. It'll be the first service that uses Plus, but you actually get less than the main service. Weird. But you won't get ESPN Plus content. You'll only get, the ESPN content. If you want to bundle that with Disney Plus and Hulu Live TV, I think it's like $40 a month or some shit, $45 a month. You're basically paying for a cable package at that point.
Yeah. We're going full circle right now. Back
100%.
to the cable days, the shit that we tried to get away from.
Yeah. So a lot of these
main selling point.
Yeah, a lot of these premier level services are starting to charge a lot more. I mean, I just noticed the other day my Netflix bill was fucking $34.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I figured too. Netflix is the more expensive one. That was my initial thought on this. That Netflix is probably the most expensive one.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is currently still the most expensive, but they're slowly coming up behind it. I think there's going to be also a new HBO package. I mean, I think right now, if you want HBO Max, or I don't know if they're calling it HBO Max yet. If you want Max, but I think it's this fall that the name officially changes. But if you want HBO Max and you want 4K content, it's $24 a month standalone.
Nah. See that, and it's great. And then on top of that, you have
and also I don't even know if you could download if you're not on that plan. I think you can only download if you're on that $24 plan.
Oh,
something like that. There's like one other thing that I was like, what? That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Well, and now like there are like Prime is offering where you could save by making these bundle subscriptions all through their apps.
All through Prime, yeah.
Yeah, all through Prime. You can have Max, you can have like all of these other Peacock or whatever, all through Prime for one low price. And you get the option of having like live channels that you can scroll through.
Sounds like cable.
A lot. But there's a whole generation that doesn't even remember fucking cable anyway. So
yeah, that's a fact.
Which is crazy, right? So
they don't know how bad it was. And the reason why we decided to cut the cord.
My kids don't know that shows weren't readily available whenever you wanted to watch them.
Imagine.
Right? Imagine that. Yeah. You had to look at a scrolling screen to tell you what's playing right now and what's going to be playing at 8:00, and then you can't miss it.
Yeah.
You had to be home at that time until they came out with DVR. Oh, it's and now we're right back full circle, except you still have to be able to watch it whenever.
The hotel I was just at, that I was stuck in last week sick, it was usually I always stay at Marriott hotels, and a lot of the Marriott hotels now have like integrated Netflix, YouTube, and I think one other app like in the TV system that they have or whatever.
Your Roku system.
Yeah, something like that. But this one was just like basic DirecTV, like the old school DirecTV remote and everything. And I'm like, how do I watch? Like, I got to pull up the guide, and then I'm just like scrolling through the guide, and I remember if you hit the channel button on the guide, it'll skip one page at a time. I'm like, damn, yo, this is old school. Like, this feels ancient, even to me that grew up on that shit.
Yep. Oh, well, we're coming back full circle. So Get used to it because
Word.
you're gonna re-experience this.
I'm sure. I mean, at the end of the day, when you really think about it, right? Like, even though you didn't use it for the $79 to $120 a month that they would charge you for cable, like you got access to 300 fucking channels. And a lot of that is content that you still can't get unless you pay for fucking cable.
Right.
Especially all the live stuff. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, how it comes out. All right. Let's see. Lucasfilms. We talked. I think it was last week. We were talking about at some point that Kathleen Kennedy is going to be stepping down, and some people are happy about it. Some people are not. So now it is rumored that that Kathleen Kennedy will be replaced by Dave Filoni and production head Carrie Beck to be in their co-lead roles.
Wow.
Which I do. I mean, I like the I like the thought of Dave Filoni because Dave Filoni knows his Star Wars, but I guess that was also the hesitation in this, right? Where Filoni, he actually was George Lucas's protege,
Yeah.
and because of that, I guess that's where they were worried in that he is too deep into the Star Wars lore, where everything would just be exactly that, right? Going into the mythology. And while there is, some people will really love that. The true fans would really love stuff like that. But when you do that, you run the risk of not being, put out to a broader audience and growing the brand, which is what studios really want. And one of the Disney insider that was talking about this made another good point. Like, he's not the Andor guy; he's the Ahsoka guy, and that's exactly it, right? We love Ahsoka, but we also love our Andor, because it just thinks outside of the box within this universe, and I think it's good to have both. But
yeah, like I wonder, would Filoni allow Andor to still be made because it's so outside of the box, and not really in the vein of his traditional. The other thing too is like, I don't know, I'm always scared with creative people leading the studios. We give a lot of leeway to Gunn because we seriously believe in his ability. But especially after, even though it's a lot of comedy and satire, there's a lot of truth in. Having watched, the studio recently, like there's a lot of shit that you go through as a studio head and executive that has nothing to do with, the creative side of things.
yeah,
Can Dave Filoni handle that to lead such a prestigious studio as Lucasfilm? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I don't know that side of him, but
I guess those are some of the concerns too, because neither Filoni nor Beck are, have much film experience.
yeah,
So this is saying that it could be mitigated by Kathleen Kennedy continuing on being a presence there, like being a producer.
yeah,
To a lot
that
of
would
this,
make sense.
just make sure that everything, that the quality stays, top tier, and that everything runs smoothly for for at least a while,
Right.
which would make sense. But I don't know. I would like to see what that balance is, man, because this is the thing, right? The good things that he was attached to, people did love, like Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, these things that are steeped deeply in Star Wars lore. He had his hand in, and the things where they just kept trying to like push the boundaries on, it was hit or miss. Andor was a success. I really enjoyed Skeleton Crew, but nobody really liked what was the other one? which one was it? With the Jedis and
Uh,
it'll come to me.
it was that Old Republic one you're talking about.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly Old Republic. Everybody's been wanting the Old Republic, but yes, that older what the hell is in it? It's gonna freaking kill me. But anyway, they tried to create something new within that same within Star Wars that's very Star Warsy, but just thinking outside of the Skywalkers and all of that, and then it
Yeah.
just didn't land. It got very Disney-fied, and people didn't like that. People
Yeah.
didn't like that. So yeah, I would really like to see what they do if they're able to put to do some good shit. If that's true, because again, this is all just
Speculation.
right now. Let's see, man. Why is it killing me that I cannot remember the name of that freaking show? It's gonna hit me later, and then I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna blurt it out. And depending where I am, I'm gonna look like a madman. All right. So this one is fresh off the press by James Gunn. He confirmed that
The Acolyte.
The Acolyte. There we go. Anyway, James Gunn confirms that that DC Studios is currently developing their Wonder Woman film, and that it's being written right now. So they're fast tracking that, because that wasn't part of the original release. Right?
No, I don't remember seeing anything Wonder Woman in that first, I don't know, 8 or 9 properties that he had teased was the roadmap.
Yeah, their roadmap had a lot of obscure characters.
A lot.
And yeah,
the
like
only ones that I recognized were Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern.
Yeah, those are the only 3. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think this is,
I guess, Peacemaker, because I already knew it, but I didn't know that before Peacemaker dropped.
Right. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, obviously, I would like to see a new Wonder Woman. I would like to see it made correctly. I wonder who's going to be playing the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of feeling like he's really trying to jump into the known characters now, because of like some of the heat that's coming from Superman already. And it's going back and forth. People are really liking the cut of it now, but people are very critical of the DCU, and he really wants it to work, like we discussed last week. So this seems to me like it's just okay, we need to play it safe. Let's do another known character.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about like the Justice Gang. Nobody knows what the Justice Gang is. Nobody knows who Hawk Girl is and Mr. Terrific. There's a lot of risk in going with these obscure, really cool but powerful characters and not having enough of the majors. Also, I'm sure he's been told, if you don't make a movie with Wonder Woman every so many years, you lose the IP or something like that. So I'm sure that's probably one of the other reasons. He's at least working on it. But man, that honestly, it would be tough casting wise, I think. Not that I ever thought Gal Gadot was like this amazing actor, but she just felt like her presence.
I feel like a lot of people are hating on her now.
Oh yeah, definitely, because the whole Palestine Israel thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
But like she just has the look of a Wonder Woman. Like she's tall, she's semi, muscular physique, like not too muscular, but kind of. You could tell she's got some strength. And she's fine as fuck. And like that all matches almost perfectly. Um, I'm not saying there's not another woman in the world that could not match that and have at least her level of acting.
Sure,
Um, but it'll be a find, you know.
sure. A lot of people
Not
are saying
the character I would have expected them to jump into next.
I didn't
But
think that I didn't assume that either, but I don't know, man. I
I have no
don't
idea.
know who can play that. I'm looking at some fan castings, and a lot of them are like the ones from the TV shows and a few
Nah.
other actors. I mean, I do like the Adria Arjona who played Bix in Andor.
I like her, but
Can she carry that?
she's not like strong. She doesn't come off to me as like a woman that could lift a fucking car.
I like Alexandra Daddario only because she's very nice to look at, and she kind of gives me the
Sure.
vibes of the original Wonder Woman from the 70s. I forget her name. Linda
Yes.
Carter.
Yeah.
She gives me a young Linda Carter vibe, which
I can see that. Yeah.
it may deem well for the DCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. What else do I have here? We're getting through these topics. I like it. So there is currently a massive bidding war for the rights of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And we kind of had this conversation in our group chat, but I figured it'd be a good conversation for the show. But the key contenders that are up for purchasing this bidding war or winning this bidding war is Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw, Taylor Sheridan with Paramount, Oz Perkins for Neon, Glenn Powell with A24, and Netflix. Now, right off the bat, I would not want to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre go to Netflix. Their content's hit or miss. I want to say that there was a Chainsaw Massacre that went straight to Netflix at one point.
Not that long ago.
Yeah,
I
it
want
was
to
a
say
few
it was
years ago.
2021. So I
Yeah.
don't understand how
Yeah, it was
they
decent.
need to bid on these rights if they already just made a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, what are they? What would they
It
be
wasn't
trying to
that bad,
do?
honestly, now that I think about it.
That's what I heard. Is like it actually wasn't too. It wasn't too that bad. Like my first gut vibe was the same. Like fuck Netflix. I don't want them involved because they're so hit or miss with their films. Um, but then I was reminded that they had a Texas Chainsaw not that long ago, and it was actually kind of good and well received. And I was like, oh well, in that case, that's weird. Why are they bidding on this then if they just made one? Are they trying to make another one? Or
Well, this would be if they win the rights to this. Like that was probably a deal that they made to to just make one-off movie, whatever. But this would give them all of the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then we'd be Chainsaw Massacred out on Netflix.
right.
We'd have them coming out left and right, TV shows, all kind of shit. Like they'll be milking the shit out of it.
That's a fact.
I'll tell you one thing. A24 and Neon are like the obvious choices for because they're the more independent studios, and they have their hand in a lot of great horror movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And they really, I would like to see it go to one of them just because they would push the boundaries of what of really revamping this Texas Chainsaw Massacre and could possibly give us a fresh new take on this this old story. So those are the obvious ones. The one I'm interested in to see how he would do is Taylor Sheridan because he
Yeah.
doesn't do horror. So that's an interesting, like, it's not that outlandish because Texas, like all of that, that's what he does. He does like those Texas style stories. Now throw a little horror in there. It might actually be good. I'll be interested in that. The one I'm not so interested in is Jordan Peele. I feel like that's probably the one where it would just change the story arc completely. I think he would go full left field with it, even though he might kill it too. I don't know, but I just feel like that's the one where he may make it a little stranger, because his movies are like, they're good. I like them for the most part. I didn't enjoy Us, but it's that Twilight Zone-ish style that he does, that I'll be like, I don't know if we need that for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And that may not even be the case, just because that's what he's known for. But that's the only one where it sticks out to me, where it's like, I'm not so excited about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's a great list. I'm not 100% sold on Neon.
Mhm.
I think they have some good films.
Mhm.
Definitely a decent locker of scary and horror movies. Um, but they have a lot of, like, I don't know, I
Like
would
Honora.
call them like B plus movies
Sure.
almost, right? Like Long Legs and Pig. I mean, these are good movies, but not like amazing movies.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Um, I don't know that A24 have they done horror?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
A24 is in horror.
okay. Then I
They
mean
did,
my
just to name a few. I mean, obviously we know it's not horror, but they did Warfare, Ex Machina, Talk to Me is a horror. They did that. Um, Heretic is somewhat of a horror. I think they do a lot more thrillers.
yeah. Yeah, that would be, I mean, I would say it would be new for them. It would be new for Taylor. My only
No, they have a few. Anyway, go
my
ahead.
only like I'm not a huge Taylor Sheridan fan.
Mhm.
There's been enough that I've seen that I know he's got a good eye. Um,
Oh, hold on. X is A24. That's the one I was.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's way more on the Texas Chainsaw line.
Yeah.
Um, and so that would fall in line with their studio. So I'm definitely behind them. Plus, I mean, Glenn Powell's studio is just fire.
Hmm.
Um, the reason I give Taylor Sheridan a little bit more edge there is because he fucks with everything Texas, and
Yeah.
he would not let that be a bad movie.
And that's where I land with I just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean that he will do bad. Everything that he has touched, I really enjoyed, especially like Sicario.
Hey,
Uh,
yo.
Sicario was great. Without Remorse, I liked. Wind River was really good, and then all of the shows that you know
Mm-hmm.
that we talk about all the time. Um, like
All the time.
all the time. Um, he seems to be that's the only thing, is he seems to be like that cowboy western type of guy, like modern westerns and
Yeah.
a lot of gunfire and army, and but yeah, he's very much the Texas type of dude. I don't think he'll make it a bad movie. I just don't know. I haven't seen a horror from him, but I'm also kind of interested in seeing, like, to give him the rights to the whole franchise. I don't know about that. But I would like to see a movie, like a movie or something. I want to see where he would go with that.
Yeah,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre TV show, Taylor Sheridan TV show would be fire.
probably. Probably. I don't
I
know.
think
Sometimes
with the
there's some
family
shows that I'm not big fans of, but there's others that I am. So
from Taylor Sheridan.
yeah.
Okay, which ones are you not a fan of?
Um. Well, I'm not a fan of Yellowstone. I'm
Oh
not a
yeah,
fan
you're
of
tripping.
1923.
Okay,
And
you're not a
Landman is kind of hit or miss. There's another one that I found out the other day was his, and I was like, oh yeah. Um, Taylor Sheridan
no.
shows.
His shows were Yellowstone, 1883, 1923, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, Lioness, and Landman. Those are his.
Um, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I think he used to write for them. He wasn't like the creator though.
Mm.
Because I remember the creator was he played a character on the show. He played that dude with the messed up eyes, if you remember. He got murked in prison too, I think.
I think so. Do. Yeah. Um, Lawman Bass Reeves. That one's whack.
Oh yeah, I think that's. I don't think that's his. I think we assumed that it was because they mentioned him.
It's listed on his Wikipedia.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wait, no.
I didn't see that one.
Executive producer.
Ah,
He's
okay.
not creator, director, or writer.
Yeah, because Bass Reeves, I believe he was mentioned in one of the prequel shows, and then it became a show, but it wasn't one of his. That's probably like the studio saying, "Oh, I think this would be a good idea." Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that all turns out. I don't think we'll be seeing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre property anytime soon, but hopefully we'll hear soon. Let's see. Since we were talking about Street Fighter and their casting rumors, right now, currently the casting rumor joining Jason Momoa, Roman Reigns, and Noah Centino as Ken, and Andrew Koji as Ryu. The latest rumors are Walter Goggins to play M. Bison.
What?
Yeah, Eric Andre is rumored to just be playing like a referee, and Oliver Peck is rumored to be playing Vega, or at least in talks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I fuck with that.
Walter Goggins is M. Bison.
But a lot of those.
Yeah. The only thing, I mean, I don't know who Oliver Peck is, but apparently he's just he wears masks, and that qualifies him enough to play Vega.
Okay.
He's a music artist that wears masks, from my understanding. I don't know.
Okay.
I think for a Street Fighter movie, this seems pretty dope. I don't know about Walter Goggins. I think he can do the part. I think
it isn't. It's the freaking Ink Master, dude.
Really? Oh,
Oliver
Orville Peck. I'm sorry, Orville Peck.
Oh, Orville.
Orville. Yeah. I read that wrong. My bad.
Gotcha.
Andrew Koji as Ryu looks the part. The dude plays Ken, looks the part. Jason Momoa as Blanca. I'm not mad at. This I mean, their bar though for Street Fighter is to beat Jean-Claude Van Damme's version.
I mean, sure, but that's not really the
A
bar to
low
me.
bar.
That's not the bar to me. The bar to me is to match Mortal Kombat. Because you could be better than Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter and still be worse than Mortal Kombat, and then it's a flop.
I guess.
Like it's
Uh,
it's a very low bar to be better than Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, you can make a HBO direct to HBO movie that's better than that right now.
Okay.
You can make a fucking AI movie that's better than that right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
But can that cast do better than the no-name cast out of Mortal Kombat? I don't know.
I don't know. And the director hasn't done anything crazy either. He's done a bunch of work with Eric Andre, which now tells me why he's rumored to be just playing this, having a role there anyway. He's directed the TV series Dave. He's done like 5 episodes of that. He's directed 62 episodes of the Eric Andre show. And he's directed on Twisted Metal. So
what kind of movie is this going to be? Is this not going to be a serious movie?
I have no idea.
It sounds like his history has not been in serious things.
We're going to see. I don't know.
I mean, that might be cool. If it's a
he's directing, he's not writing the scripts on these, but
still, I mean, this director's vision. You take a script and you turn it into what you want it to be.
Sure.
I mean, if it's more like a satirical, almost like a Chippendale movie, that might be interesting.
Could be. I don't know. We'll see.
Not sure.
I don't know. I'm not so mad at this. When I first heard,
I mean, Walter Goggins as M. Bison is a joke to me, so it has to be a comedy. There's no way he could play M. Bison. That's just silly.
He could play a smart ass M. Bison.
He could play a Zangief.
You know who would play a
not Zangief, Dawson. He could play Dawson.
Yeah, Zangief would be dope. That dude from Reacher, the big
giant dude.
Yeah.
I just seen him in another show. Finally, and I know, there's no whatever. I know you'll hate on mine as much as I hated on yours, or not really hated, but just never got around to watching.
Sure.
So Gangs of London, once again.
I tried it.
I'll bring that up. Fucking crazy ass show.
Okay.
Crazy. Like the surprises that I've gotten in the last 4 episodes. So I finally finished the first season. Because every episode is like a flat 60 minutes. So it's a little bit difficult to get through all of it. Plus, there's just so much good TV. And y'all just really kept talking about Mobland so much, I ended up having to stop it, switch and pivot to Mobland, get through that, and then I came back to Gangs of London to finish it out. It's way. If I was going to compare Mobland to Gangs of London, Mobland, very Guy Ritchie style, from cinematography, from editing, from cuts, as well as just scripting and dialoguing, the way they talk. Mobland is a little bit slower of a pace, but way more violent, way more wild, way more crazy shit happens.
Gangs of London, you mean?
Yeah, in Gangs of London. Way at a different level from that from how Mobland approached a lot of those things. Mobland was dope because Tom Hardy fucking was the man, and he was just like the ultimate fixer. Um, uh, Gangs of London is dope just because it's two fucking crazy British families going nuts. And then there's all these other like gangs that are also involved, like way more other gangs. Like I was also trying to think about that as well because I was like, man, I feel like I didn't get as lost in Mobland because it was just like the Harrigans and the Stevensons, and that was pretty much it. And occasionally they would talk about other ones, but it was more like via their ethnicity. It was like, oh,
Mhm.
the Moroccans and the Mexicans, right? Like you didn't really have to know all of their leaders and their names. Whereas in Gangs of London, like you're learning who the bosses are for all of these people and trying to figure who all of they are, and it's in different parts of the country as well as parts of Europe. Anyways, long story short to say that the giant dude from Reacher was in a part of the one of the last episodes that I saw. I was like, oh shit, is that giant motherfucker? And my God, he looked even bigger in this movie or in this show. Like there was a scene where he literally like there's a dude is like strapped to a chair, tied to a chair, and he like picks the dude up by his neck and has him like in the air while he's
Mhm.
still strapped to the chair, and the dude looks so small. And of course they like use smart camera angles where they
Yeah, of
like
course.
lower and shit to make him look even taller and shit. But my God, when he's got that dude hanging in the air and his feet only come to the dude's shoulders, like, oh my God, I'm watching this shit and I'm like, if David and Goliath is a real thing, it had to be based off of a dude that was that height. Like that's what a real giant looks like, right? Like that's an actual giant to anyone who's 5'5" or 5'7". Like that dude is monster.
Yeah, and that's why I think like
He would
going
be great Zangief. Yeah,
circling, yeah, back, he would be a great Zangief. And
absolutely.
then that's on the tails of, and I'll say it because Blazer called it in the group chat. That's another. I don't think it's a rumor that he's being cast, but it's a big fan casting right now that Alan Ritchson should play Guile, and I'm all for that.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that at
I
all.
mean,
I think
he's got actually a little bit more M. Bison style to him, where Guile was a little bit more like leaner, a little bit, but he's also, and some of the video games he is pretty stocky. So
nah,
yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. And not only that, but like he can bring himself down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean,
Um,
he's decent enough. I think his temperament would be a good
yeah,
Guile.
I think that would be a good Guile too. And Leo asked, "Did y'all watch the trailer for Eddington?" Yeah, I did catch that earlier today. It looks very good, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, and Austin Butler, Emma Stone. It looked really good actually.
I have not seen this.
You haven't seen it?
No.
You want to watch it real quick?
Sure.
Why not? We can end it on a bang there. Let's see, because I don't really have too much. Eddington trailer. All right, let me share the screen. Gotta find a better way to do all this. All right, let's do this. And it's 8:24.
Of course.
I am recording this. Fair warning. Is that really necessary? Look, Joe, 6 feet.
Give me a home where the buffalo roam,
Is that praying?
where the deer and the antelope play,
How did we get here? And even worse, is it worth it?
where seldom
At the
is
cost of being at war with your neighbors?
a discouraging word,
That's why I'm running for mayor.
and the skies are not
Mayor Eddington.
cloudy all day.
Thank you super duper very much.
From
I used to
Oscar.
think that you were some big deal. But I am a much better human being than you.
Who are you talking to? There's nobody here.
Home, home on the range,
Husband, sheriff, married to be.
where the deer and the antelope
You want
play.
things simple and neat. We are in a fight against evil.
Where seldom is heard
These are your streets. No, they're your streets to defake.
You know how death works out.
the old days.
People are going to be looking here now.
Keep your own office going, but you're going to run mine.
So we vote Joe Cross, take back our community.
Hell yeah.
Save our soul.
Your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We
are not a coincidence.
We need to free each other's hearts.
Jesus Christ.
Looks wild.
That's interesting. That looks like a good drama. A24.
Yeah, it looks like a really good drama. It looks pretty good. It's intriguing enough to feel like there's something not being shown in this trailer.
Yeah.
Really need to find out what that is. And yeah, looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Got my attention.
For sure. All right. So that's I believe that's all I really have for this week. I mean, I have something else, but that could wait. Anyway, I know you've been feeling off and we could just circle back. I think I'll have I'll have something for us to contemplate so that we can discuss next pod.
Okay.
And have a little little rating, right? We'll rate a couple of things. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll try something new with this with the pod now that we're trying to focus more on the Hollywood stuff. But
Yeah.
you have anything to add to this stellar conversation, sir?
I'm trying to think of what I was fucking with. I mentioned it to y'all.
Gangs of London or whatever.
Gangs of London for sure. Highly recommended if y'all haven't watched it. It's available on Netflix, 2 seasons, I believe. Stick. I really fucked with that. I watched all 3 episodes back to back. I think it's really great. It's great. Another Apple TV hit. I think it'll catch on. It'll probably take a little bit longer to catch on. But once you watch it, I don't see how you could not enjoy it. If you like anything that's semi funny and at least a little bit inspiring and kind of heartwarming. And like I mentioned in the group chat, the fact that the main character Santi is a Latino and his mom is Latina, and they are constantly going back and forth. Like the fact that he calls her mommy throughout the show, like is so authentic, and like it's just that is such a small thing, but it just makes it way more authentic. And the little like dichos that they say back and forth, like mad authentic. So that adds a lot of groundingness to it.
Sure.
But then like the jokes are awesome. It's been a while since I've seen Owen Wilson in something that I really enjoyed, and that's pretty. I feel like his nose is getting worse, but I don't know. Maybe it's just been a while since I've seen him. But yeah, I fuck with Stick. Pause. But the show Stick is on Apple TV Plus. I highly recommend check it out with your significant other and enjoy.
Yeah, it's on our list. We're gonna be watching that next. We're finishing up. As a matter of fact, today we were gonna watch the last episode of The Better Sister. That was my fucking with the last week, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm still
Maybe
fucking
it was 2 weeks ago, but
possibly.
yeah,
But we're down to the last episode. So
nice.
And Jessica Biel is still hot as hell.
For sure. Did I mention last week the accountant too? I can't remember if I did. If not,
yeah, you did, I believe. You
Okay.
told us. You told us that what you liked.
Yeah, that one was dope.
Yeah, that is actually available now on Amazon Prime. I saw that it's available to stream on Amazon Prime right now. So
It's weird. I saw that it's coming out in theater later though.
it already came out in theater.
Oh, okay.
Accountant 2 was out in theater, and now it's on Amazon Prime, like with just
realize
Prime subscription.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was it came out in theater.
Yeah,
very little promotion for that one.
Yeah, it looks good. My girl mentioned it today. She was like, "Oh, maybe I'll watch this while you're gone," and she said that. I was like, "Yeah, I want to watch it too." So by all means, you can watch it, and I'll just watch it on my own time because that's generally how I watch movies anyway. Yeah, Leo says, "Oh, I did watch The Last of Us, and all I'm saying is still fucking Abby. I meant fuck Abby." So it's still fuck Abby.
Word. Fuck Abby. Word.
Fuck Abby.
That's definitely still the vibe.
Yep. And I got my tickets for Fantastic Four. I got my tickets for the early screening of Superman. I'm a happy camper.
That is that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I got my tickets.
Yeah, I don't have either of those yet. I'm
you're
still trying
traveling
to
a
figure
lot,
out. Yeah, definitely traveling for the Fantastic Four. The Superman one I totally missed. I probably could have caught that if it was available around here, but I missed the I responded to your links to late. I was tied up and shit today, and when I seen it, I had tapped it and it was already sold out. So good shit on getting the early screening to Superman.
Yeah. No, I got 2 tickets, and I don't know. I figured I'm either gonna take my girl or Xander, but it actually is the day before his birthday, so chances are I'll probably end up taking Xander.
That would work, and it's a good movie to take a kid to, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, I guess we do have to watch Ballerina. I keep hearing that it's a decent movie.
Yeah, I mean, I have low expectations for it. I think it would be because I have low expectations for all the John Wick stuff. I just expect like really good action, very little story. After maybe the second one had a decent amount of story, but after that it's really just about cool stunts. That's what I expect from this. A lot of really cool stunts.
And Leo did hit me up earlier and said that he watched the animated Predator show.
I was gonna watch that last
and
night.
He said that it was really good.
Okay,
so
that's what's up. I might
so
watch that.
If you're
tonight.
wondering about that, yeah, check that out on Prime as well. All right, y'all. Since we have
That's
nothing.
on Hulu.
Oh yeah. Hulu, my bad. Yeah, because Prey was Hulu.
Right.
Since we have nothing else to add, thank you guys for making it this far into the show. If you made it this far, that means you really fuck with us. So we appreciate you, and we fuck with you too. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever it is that you are listening to the show or watching. Check us out every Tuesday at around 9:30-ish Eastern Standard Time, 9:30-ish p.m. So check us out if you want to be a part of the show, you want to comment and actually, help us out with content. And go to insensitivemerch.com. That we have a couple of new additions. We got to release a few more shirts, definitely for Fantastic Four. I gotta get a couple of those ordered for myself as well. So,
me too.
Remember, to tune in next week. We love you. Peace.
Yep.